everybody. This is Diana Pewaros, and I have Liliana Maria again with me. And she would like to share some information which she feels is really important for everybody to know. So, welcome, Liliana Maria. Thank you so much for being again on my TV series. And you're more than welcome to share whatever you want to share with our viewers today.
So thank you again for having me. I appreciate that you're so supportive and that you've allowed me to come on here and talk about my business and my dream and my passion. And I think we need more people like you in the world. And I
Thank you
just
so
wanted
much.
to put a message out there because so many people are struggling right now and going through hard times and difficult times. And I think that there's so much judgment instead of people reaching out and helping. For instance, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm always very transparent. But in building this business, it takes time. Funding takes time. It takes time to find your niche. It takes time to develop. Nothing happens overnight. So my goal has always been to work while I do it so that I can be self-sufficient, but also put something back into the business and help the women because I'm still getting requests, even though I don't have anything coming in on a daily basis. There's people, and it's heartbreaking that I have to turn them down that are asking for diapers, for food, for things of that nature. And right now, I lost my one source of income, so I don't have it myself to give, let alone distribute it to other people. And I'm watching these organizations and these big groups of people that I know that have jobs available, that have the funds to create a position. And I've reached out. I have put it out there. I mean, you see my Facebook. I'm an open book. I'm not ashamed. I don't have to wear Chanel and Gucci and all that stuff to pretend to be somebody I'm not. I am a trauma impacted, struggling single mother who's trying to make a difference in the lives of others. And there's all this talk about Christianity and Jesus and thank you, Jesus. But when people are looking at that and they're seeing that there's no action, no compassion, you're not really representing him. And that's why I feel people turn away from that. People turn away from God. They turn away from the word of God because we're not proper representatives. So I just want to put out there that if you can do something, I'm one in a million right now who's going through a situation. And maybe people are looking for a certain look for their company. They're looking for someone that they feel is the right person for their personality. But at the end of the day, you could be missing out on someone who's going to give it their all. Because when you're struggling and somebody gives you an opportunity, you're not going to waste that opportunity. And, I have one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible is Matthew 25:35. And it says, "For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you visited me." And then the righteous man asked Jesus, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink?" And his answer is, "When you did it for the least of these, you did it for me." So if you are such a believer and you really believe that your blessings are coming from that, when you're helping somebody, you're doing it for the Lord. And it's heartbreaking to me that I see the availability of jobs on their website, that I see, and I had a person tell me that, people get tired of helping. They help once. So helping once when I was selling Mary Kay is buying 3 or 4 of my products. And that's a beautiful thing and I appreciate it. But the old saying says, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. So if you give somebody that jump to get a job, to get an opportunity while they're building. And I just hope that when it comes my time to thrive and to grow, that I don't change. And I hope people will keep me accountable and say, remember when you went on Diana's show and you gave that speech? We have to help each other. And it seems like it's the people like you and I that are struggling that are the ones that are willing to put ourselves out there. And we just need compassion and empathy. And that's what I wanted to put out there today.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, Hypocrisy shouldn't have place in our society, and we need to come together more than ever right now after what happened with COVID. So many people lost their jobs, their businesses, and there's so many people struggling, and we need to do something. And if we have more than somebody else, we need to at least try to give something from ourselves and help them. And if this person, like in your case, is doing something for the society, this person should be supported, should be given the opportunity to do what their heart is asking them to do, and support them. So it's really, really difficult for a lot of people to understand that. And greediness, selfishness, self-centeredness, they're taking first positions in this society at the moment is absolutely unacceptable, and it's heartbreaking. And you have been struggling for a long time. I struggle myself. I'm not gonna hide it. It's really difficult route, and I'm helping and doing myself as much as I can. And I'm feeding homeless people around me. I do a lot of things too from my pocket, basically for the hard money I earn. So this message you are trying to convey today, it's really pivotal, and I hope this is going to make a difference, and it's going to make people think about how they're involved in the society and what exactly they're doing, if they're connected to God as they claim to be, and what exactly they need to do if they are not connected to God, because actions speak more than words. We can speak till tomorrow, but actions are the most important thing. So tell us about your situation. What exactly is going on in your life at the moment?
So, I was working a job for 4 years. It was great. I enjoyed it. They no longer have the financial stability to pay me all the time, so they call me on an as need basis, which means with that, I can't pay my bills and I can't be self sufficient. So, I know a lot of people have judgment and they say, well, there's so many people hiring. While that's true, I've put in a lot of applications. Either they don't call back or they hire other people because it's supply and demand. As much as the job market has opened up, unemployment has ended, the city has opened up. So there's just as many people applying as there are jobs. And, I've been told be humble, go to Dollar Tree. There are certain things that physically I can't do. People put a lot of judgment. And instead of putting judgment, just help people. And I'm not the only one in this boat. I speak to people every day who are reaching out to my business looking for help because doors are not opening. You hear on TV, oh, the job market is open, but also there's 1,000 applicants for one position. And so I personally have put in for 227 jobs on Indeed. I got 7 interviews out of that and one offer, and that offer is contingent on a background check. So we probably know how that's going to end. I'm not, I hope not. And I hope that they're compassionate and understanding. But I have found that once they do that, they don't call you back. So all these social justice organizations that are out there screaming about set them free, set her free, open the doors. What are you doing once those doors are open and you're done screaming and you got us out? What happens to us? Are we just left to die out here? And I know some are hiring. So give a person an opportunity. And I'm not just saying necessarily me. There's a lot behind me. And we're all knocking on these doors and it goes to deaf ears. Or there's a judgment. Go to Dollar Tree. Well, send your 90-year-old mother to go to Dollar Tree. There's physical restrictions. There's reasons I'm not doing that. But I've applied to over 200. And the one said yes, but now Tuesday I have to do a background check. So let's see the result of that, because that's a
Yeah,
hindrance.
yeah. People probably don't know why you're so worried about your background check. and you can share it with us today if you want to.
Yes, so I am just as impacted. I got involved in 2009 with a business deal from somebody I met on Craigslist that I thought was a legitimate party, and they turned out not to be. And it was like the Wizard of Oz. I was the person in front, they stood in the back and pulled the strings. So, when everything came down, it came out on me. And I'm not saying I don't have accountability, because it started to feel funny and I knew something was wrong and I went ahead with it. So we all have accountability. It just wasn't my intent. So that's a one time mistake. And even now, when I'm applying for jobs, I screen them very carefully because I have become suspicious of everybody and everything, which is also not a way to live. So, with that on my background and the real story not being told, there's a lot of jobs that will give you the offer, take the background check, and pull the offer. So that's what makes it even harder. I'm looking now if anyone is hearing for something remote in administration or human resources, so that I also have the time to work on my business, because there are things that are manifesting for the business in December. So I don't want to let it go to waste, have the bank accounts closed and all this stuff when I'm at the promised land and at the door. So anyone with a heart that's willing to provide that, I'm ready, willing, able to work. And many women behind me as well.
Can you share where people can get in touch with you? Maybe somebody who is going to watch this interview or is watching is willing to help.
If you could email jobcoach@beautyfortheirashes.org, and then I will email you back a reference and also my resume. And also, I know people mean well, but everybody keeps saying, well, you're not going to be here forever. And if you trust God, I trust God. But you know what the thing is? God uses people, and he gives people free will. So he could be speaking to somebody to give me a job, and those people don't want to hear him. So it's not him I don't trust. It's the human race that I've lost trust for. So hopefully somebody will prove me different and show that there's still empathy and compassion out there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we are working on at the moment. People need to open their hearts and need to stop judging and needs to stop looking people like they don't exist around them who need help and who are in a really bad situation, and they're ready to do anything they are able to start working or start, doing something for themselves. But the thing is, this is the biggest problem we are having at the moment, that not all people are willing to help each other, to support each other, and to do something to make a difference in the world. Because everybody, if gets involved, then things are going to start shifting into the right direction. And I know it's very difficult time for jobs, especially right now. They dropped unemployment completely, and they
Right.
expect everybody to find job right away, in a month, in 2 weeks. It doesn't work that way. Like you said, there are 1,000 people for one position, and we have somebody here. Let me see who is this person watching. Hello? 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 That's weird.
I see puppies. Is that what I see?
Yeah, I don't know what the heck is this person doing here. So anyway, yeah, there are people who have nothing else, nothing better to do, and it's really sad we're talking about that, and they're just, trying to do something they shouldn't do. So anyway, if you are able to help Liliana Maria, I can definitely guarantee that she's gonna do absolutely fabulous work. She's really good person. I have been in touch with her for so long, and you can go on her website. And I'm selling my products, also trying to help. 10% of everything goes to help her, so she can sustain life and be able to at least meet her basic needs. So, what exactly is your advice to these people who are constantly judging instead of trying to help others, and instead of trying to be on their place and um, just connect to them and feel about their pain and be more compassionate and do something about it. What exactly is your advice?
I think that we're all a step away from being in my situation. Before I was incarcerated, I was judgmental too about the people in prison, and I never thought that it could happen to me. And I never thought that one day I could be in that situation. We could be up here today and we could be down here tomorrow. And I think, we have to self examine and really look at why people are in situations and not always judge, oh, that person's homeless because he's a drunk. Oh, that person is on the street because she's a crackhead. You don't know that. You don't know what life circumstances are. You have to look at people's hearts. You have to look at people for who they are and give them the opportunity to thrive. All I'm trying to do is be self sufficient until the business takes off and help people in the meantime. And keep the business bank account open and keep the personal bank account open so that things don't fall apart right before the book deal comes and all these things that are lined up. I'm just trying to make it to that promised land. And I just hope that they have some kind of compassion, that they look within themselves. And like I said, if you're preaching Jesus, then what you do for me and other trauma impacted women, then you are doing for him, and he will bless.
Absolutely. And when it comes to the homeless people, not all people who are on the street is because they're crackheads or they're having some kind of substance abuse problem. They're on the streets because they cannot afford the rent, which is absolutely crazy and it's out of control. And the money they're making are not enough to pay. Most of the people are using everything what they make to pay the rent instead of taking care for themselves, and it's absolutely unacceptable. And using Jesus God and being a Christian or anything like this is basically again, for me, it's hypocrisy. And again, action speaks more than words, and we need to again reevaluate who we are and what we are doing so we can get rid of all this homelessness, all these things that are causing us pain, help women who are in domestic violence abusive relationship who are able to get out, women who are coming from jail, and not all the time is therefore they're there. I don't have to tell you that. I'm not very familiar with this, but sometimes you get involved with bad people and you have no idea that these are bad people, and they're framing you, and they can easily frame you, and you could be blamed, and you could be the one who is going to find yourself behind bars. So it's really difficult, and it really can happen to anybody. And judging, it has been like COVID-19, and I don't know exactly what is the remedy, but the only remedy I see is to educate yourself, to start working on yourself, and if there is something you don't have answers to, you can find help. You can find a therapist, a life coach, anybody, as well as you can do research online and find out information. I don't like judging people. I don't like generalizing people. The only thing I care is about their soul, heart, and what exactly they're doing into helping the society to improve lives and to helping the people who felt people on the streets. And it's really heartbreaking when I go out and drive around and see these homeless people.
Yes.
It's really makes me cry, I can tell you that. And again, we need to unite and do the work together, and then God is gonna help us, and God wants us to help each other, support each other, and make sure everybody have their at least basic needs met. So this is really important, and I hope this interview and everything what you share is going to make a difference. That's why we're doing these interviews. That's why we are talking about it and repeating the same thing all over and over again. But we cannot change people. We cannot make people do anything they don't want to do, and everything depends from the person, and everything what they do is it comes from who they are and how they perceive life.
That's very true. And, I'm not talking about giving handouts. Everybody works hard for their money. So I'm not saying, give me $1,000, give this person 2,000. I'm saying give us jobs where we can earn our keep, be self-sufficient, and help others in the process. It's a human right to have a roof over your head. It's a human right to be able to eat. And it's a human right to be able to work. These are just basic things. No one's asking for millions and kingdoms and just basic living expenses. Let's not
Absolutely.
all become more statistics.
Yep. Yep. I'm totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. And this is United States of America. Everybody should have a roof over their heads and food on the table, and be able to
Absolutely.
go to work and cover all the basic needs they need, at least, so they can sustain life for themselves. It's absolutely unacceptable to see hungry people outside, and people who live in a tents on all this garbage all over the place. I don't know why, how people are not noticing that, how people are not interested in the fact that there are people outside who are hungry, who doesn't have home, and who needs help, who needs help.
Yes. Hopefully, we touch some hearts today.
I hope so too. Can you share with us again where people can find you and find out, of course, about you, and what kind of a job exactly are you looking for, and are able to offer you something to do so you can have a life and have your basic needs met, have your bills paid, until you the hard work you have been doing into launching these cosmetics, this skincare line is ready and it's on the market. And definitely wish you luck with this, and I hope people are gonna start buying, because part of the proceeds are going to help women who are coming from abusive domestic violence relationship, women who are coming from jail and they have made probably wrong choices, or they are victim of somebody framing them, so they have found themselves in this situation.
So the website is beautyfortheirashes.org. And then you can reach me at jobcoach@beautyfortheirashes.org. And just request a resume, reference letters. I have them all. And know that if you're helping me, you're helping about 10 other people, because I pay it forward, and it's going to help me keep the business open as well until, like she said, we get enough money to launch the makeup. We're $399 short from launching the makeup.
Thank you so much, everybody who was with us today, and you can find Liliana Maria on her website, also beautyfromtheirashes.com. My cosmetics are there. 10% goes for Liliana's foundation to help women, since I work on women issues also, and let's come together. Let's bring this love and compassion out into the world. Let's help each other, support each other, because unity creates the whole difference we're looking for, especially right now. Let's put the judgment aside, because you never know what somebody is going through. The only thing you see what is on the surface, like the iceberg, but you don't see what is inside the water. So there is no place for judgment, no place where people are not trying and doing their best. Just try to help, put this judgment aside and do your part. And a real human being, loving human being that is Christian or claims to believe in God or any of the masters, that's what the human being like this do. Help others, support others, uh, and bring this compassion into their life, so it can make difference by example, because people are watching what other people do. It's very contagious, and if somebody starts doing something nice for another person, the person next to this person is watching and they're doing the same thing. It's becoming like a chain reaction. So let's
It
change all of these things. Yeah, let's make sure that we are becoming the real, true human beings we are born. So thank you, Liliana, for being on my show.
Thank you.
I wish you best of luck, and I hope this is going to open eyes again and bring this love, compassion, and kindness back into the world so we can start working together.
Hopefully. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.